good boy. He's a good boy.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. If you're new, my name's Emma. I am an illustrator based in Sheffield and these are my weekly vlogs. Today I'm starting off by going down to meet my allotment partner Val, and we're going to go and plan what we're going to grow in the coming season or seasons, so next year and this autumn winter. So we're going to go and walk down to a cafe. I have of course got my sketchbook as well, so if I'm early or if she's late I can do some drawing. So firstly, you're coming along with me with my allotment plan, and let's just go. next day. I'm still cat sitting for our friend, and I kind of look like this because I'm going to cycle into town in a minute. Hi, he's a good boy. Really enjoying these cuddles. Really enjoying these cuddles. But I just wanted to get back on and do a bit of talking. I mentioned about yesterday. So yesterday the meeting with Val went really well. So that's my allotment buddy. And we planned some stuff. We're both on the same page, which is really nice. Hello. Oh, you're so good. Do you think I'm talking to you? I'm talking to the camera. But also, I went and did some sketching afterwards. Went to a cafe afterwards as well. What is this? Why is this hand not cuddling me? I went to another cafe as well after the meeting and did a bit of sketching. And you know that I said I've been in a little bit of a sketching funk. I think, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I'm finally coming out of it. So that's good news. I just wanted to update you on the whole situation. Hey, Dickie. Today I'm going to head into Sheffield, hopefully going to get a bit of sketching done as well, but I'm just going to have a nice chilled out day. No pressure. I think not putting pressure on myself to perform in terms of drawing and sketchbooks and things, it's definitely been the way forward. It's definitely helped with all of my kind of creative block. So I don't know if that would work for you as well, but it can't hurt to not put pressure on yourself. So just wanted to update you. I'll show you this guy. All these nose marks. Did you do those nose marks? You've been nosing me and licking me. You're such a good boy. Anyway, I'll catch up with you later. The heat has returned. I think we're in like our third or fourth heat wave in the UK at the moment for the summer. So I'm back in my studio. I didn't really get a lot done sketching wise in town, but I can't tell you how good it feels to actually get out of, not fully get out of, but feel myself getting out of the quagmire of sketching block. Not that I wasn't sketching, because I was working through it. If you haven't watched previous videos, I've been going through a bit of sketching block. And previously, before this last few years, when I've been really kind of focusing on pressure-free drawing and sketching, I would have given up. I would have not felt like drawing, and I'm sure a lot of you have been through this as well. And I would have started that downward spiral of I can't draw, everyone else can draw, I can't draw, and then I would have stopped drawing. But I've learned from bitter experience that creativity doesn't work like that. There's a great quote by Ira Glass about the gap. I'll try and link a video to it below. There's a few videos on YouTube floating around with the quote on there. And if you're a creative and you go through these ups and downs, these highs and lows, and you question your own creative ability, you need to listen to this quote because it sums up everything that you need to know. And it's basically, the basic gist of it is that as a creative person, you've got great taste. So you know when your work isn't meeting your expectations. And if you stop when you realise that your work isn't meeting your high expectations, you're never gonna breach the gap. You're never going to get to the place where you're happy or happier with the work and it's closer to your expectations. If you stop, you'll always be in this position where you're never quite making the jump. And Ira Glass goes on to say, the only way to, and every creative person does this, all creative people do this, and the only way to get through this is to make lots of work. Make good work, make bad work, just make a high volume of work. And it's only by doing that work that you start to bridge that gap a little bit. And all good creative people do it. And the people who are amazing and aspirational, and the people that you want to be like, the only difference between them and where you are now is that they just kept going. Because if you think about it, if they stopped when they felt dissatisfied, they'd always be dissatisfied. They'd always be in that place of dissatisfaction. So I think that's really interesting. And I've really taken that with me in the last few years. So I just keep sketching, I keep drawing. Time sketches really help with this. So I've found that time sketches unlock something in my brain. I treat it like a game. So rather than me having to draw something so realistic and super close to what I'm drawing, if I put a timer on for 30 seconds, I can treat it like a game. How much can I get done in 30 seconds? I know it's going to be scribbly. I know it's going to be wobbly. And it really helps. It's unlocked something in my brain. So for those days, if you're ever finding this and you dread picking up a pencil because you kind of just know that you're not in the right zone for it, set yourself a few really quick timers. Like, just spend 5 minutes and do, 5 1-minute timers. And then that's it. You've done 5 drawings that you wouldn't have done before. And just treat it like a game. See how much you can get done in that time. And hold it lightly, because in a minute, in 30 seconds, in 3 minutes, you're not going to be able to get a masterpiece. You're not going to be able to get something beautiful and neat. And if you try and make it beautiful and neat, you won't get any detail down. It's about finding that balance. And I found that a really good way to put in that volume of work that Ira Glass goes on about to help you fill that gap, to help you bridge the gap. Timing my drawings. And yeah, I feel like I'm coming out of it, because before when I was going through the creative block, it felt like my brain was made of porridge. I don't know how else to describe it. My brain was made of porridge, and whenever I picked up a pencil, it's as though it was someone else's hand. Does that make sense? So I was looking at things and I was trying to draw it, but it's like I was trying to draw it through somebody else's body. And then the other day, I was in the cafe, picked up a pencil. I mean, the first few sketches I did were rough and ready. I like to describe my sketching process as making pancakes. If you've ever made pancakes, you'll know that your first few pancakes never really turn out like pancakes, because they either stick to the pan's not hot enough, your mixture's too thick, needs to add a bit more milk. So you're kind of using those first few pancakes to get your eye in. And I find that with sketches as well. My first few sketches of the day always look a little bit rough and ready. But if you stick with it, you end up with beautiful pancakes, right? And that's kind of what I got the other day at that cafe. My first few sketches were a bit rough, but I felt like my head and my brain were part of the same body. It's amazing. I'm not saying that I made masterpieces on those days. I just mean what I drew lit my brain up. It felt like my brain wasn't porridge, it was made of brain. And it felt like my hand was connected to the brain. So yeah, I feel like I'm coming out of it. I definitely feel like I've persevered through that. Also, you've got to realise, if you're in these kind of sticky situations, the sticky quagmires of sketching block, creative block, you've got to remember that progress isn't linear. So your progress day by day, so if you start here, if you start here, tomorrow you're not going to necessarily be drawing better and better and better and better until you're drawing perfectly, or, you know, whatever it is, making music or whatever it is you're doing. Some days you might be up here, and then the next day you might, you know, the mix of hormones in your body and in your brain might just make it impossible for you to do creative work. So you might have been there yesterday and you might be a bit down here today in terms of progress. But overall, over a year, over 2 years, the trend is upward, but day by day it might be doing this. So if you're on a down bit, don't think that you're not making, I might not be making sense here. Don't think that you're not making progress because the overall trend might be, the overall trend might be positive. Apologies for the darkness, by the way. Like I say, it is very, very hot here today, and the only way to counter that is to put the blinds down. So before this becomes a really dark video, I'm going to leave this video here, and I will catch you hopefully in the next one, which will be next week. So I will catch you in next week's video. Thanks for joining me today, and until then, bye.